Yo, my name is Piper. I am 34 years old. I live alone. I guess I should say I live alone. It's weird because I'm in a wheelchair. I have a neurological disorder called Friedreich's ataxia. It's a form of ataxia. People usually call it FA. But if you've been wondering where I am, or if you're just finding me now, if you read the title, you will know exactly what I'm gonna talk about now. I should probably tell you what about Skyclarys, give you a little background. Skyclarys is a drug. I'm not really sure who invented it. I feel like that's something I should have looked up actually. I apologize, but it's a drug designed to treat the symptoms of my disorder. What symptoms, you ask? I don't really know. They never specified which symptoms, and considering that ataxia has different kinds of symptoms, you'd think that would be a pretty big indicator for them. But no, it just said all the symptoms. I'm the kind of person who is very skeptical of treatments, especially with my disorder. Pretty much any ataxia, there is sadly no cure for any of them, but there are lots of different kinds of treatments for these diseases. I mean, a lot of people find a lot of help in THC gummies, for example. I also like them. I would recommend, but some people with ataxias, they don't really like the feeling, and I guess I can understand that. I like the feeling, but I know it's not popular for every person, so the claim that it would help any symptom it's a pretty brave claim to me. And I was skeptical, like I said. I have tried different kinds of treatments, and not all were encouraged or even safe to have, and I really wasn't sure about taking Skyclarys, but it was approved by the FDA, and that was promising. So I thought, why the hell not?
Oh, you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
So, when you want to take Skyclarys, your doctors need to okay it first. They give you exams, they give you blood draws. I think I even had to do an echocardiogram, which, I mean, if you have any ataxia disorder, I'm sure you already know what an echocardiogram is. But if not, it's pretty much an ultrasound of your heart. Give you an x-ray and make sure it's strong enough, if it's beating well, if it's not in conflict with any of your other organs. And my heart was okay. Actually, no, it was pretty good. I'll say that. My heart was in pretty good condition. The only thing was that my doctor told me I had the heart of a much older person. And I said, what does that mean? And they said, Well, just that it looks like an older person's heart, but it's a very healthy person's heart. So I guess that's alright. My blood work was fine too. They said it was great. Everything was in the range that it has to be. I'm only 130 pounds, so I wasn't like overweight really. Can you be overweight at 130? I'm very short. So I'm 5'1.5". I don't know if 130 is overweight considering the height, but whatever. I don't want to lose any more weight. I just, anyway. So everything was in good order. When you have a blood draw, for Skyclarys, they definitely want to look at your enzyme, and I can't even think. Protein enzymes, liver enzymes. I'm sorry, liver enzymes. What are they? I've looked it up a lot. Doctors have told me what it's for, and I think it was one of those situations where it goes in one ear, comes out the other. I can't remember why exactly they're important, but they're very important. Just keep that in mind. So I was cleared to take the medication, and there I went. Once you take the medication, they ask you to check in with them, probably every 3 months and get your blood drawn again. I think what they're trying to do is monitor and see if everything is going well. But honestly, I did that a few times, but after a while, I wasn't very on the ball about it. I figured I had bet on it for about 15 months, and after a year, I just kind of didn't really make many follow-ups. I felt pretty comfortable with where I was. I didn't notice anything amiss. And honestly, I did not think treatment medications would be such a risky thing for you. One of the videos I posted a few months ago, it was called Ataxic Fatigue, and in it I was talking about how tired I'd been lately, and I thought that, I blamed it on my ataxia. And fatigue often comes with ataxia, so I did not really associate it with the medication. I was also talking, I think, about how I was sleeping not so great. A few weeks ago, I was still feeling tired. And my thing with feeling tired, I was waking up exhausted, and I wanted to go back to sleep, but I had been in bed for hours, not really sleeping. I also developed a kind of At first I thought I was having sleep terrors because I would wake up after a couple hours and I'd gasp and my heart would be racing and I felt like I wasn't getting any air. I was like, it was scary, and I thought at first it was asthma related. It wasn't. I used my inhaler and it did nothing because it wasn't really a breathing issue. Well, kind of, but it wasn't really. I don't think it was really a problem with my lung. But, I don't know, I'm not a doctor. But I noticed my ankles were swelling, they were getting really fat. And I got surgery on my ankles a few years ago. They told me my ankles would swell on and off for the rest of my life, pretty much. And so I kind of thought, oh, it's probably from my surgeries. And however, my trips getting out of bed, in bed, going in the bathroom, getting in the shower, I felt like I was running a marathon. I would breathe so hard pretty much anytime I had movement, and that did feel strange to me. I didn't know why I was so tired. Behind me, you can see it. That is, I'm in my kitchen right now, but behind me is my fridge. And when I'd be home alone during dinner time, I would back up, open the freezer, grab like some Ritos, throw it in my microwave, dinner. But just the thought of going to my freezer and rolling into my microwave and nuking my food the thought was exhausting because I knew I was gonna be panting. And just nuking my food was exhausting. I told myself it was better to store the energy and keep it on deck ready for when I got into bed than to waste energy getting food. It's kind of a very weird choice to make, sleep or food. Also, going to the bathroom took up so much of my energy that I kind of stopped drinking. Whenever I have a problem, I always have like a ton of plans, like plenty, plenty. I will always have another plan. But I realize when my caregiver leaves for the day, what is my plan? How am I going to take care of myself? That was the moment when I was like, I think I need to go to the emergency room. I was scared, and I think a lot of wake up calls were like that, but I called 911 and they came and got me, and at first it felt really stupid. Usually when I go to the hospital, I'm told that everything is fine. I'm worried. I feel stupid. But at the hospital, they had me waiting for an hour and a half. I finally got back there. They asked me questions, took my x-ray, my heart. They took my blood. And they took me in another room to wait forever. Eventually, I got to my emergency room and I hated being there. They said I had to stay overnight. I expected that. But then I was trying to sleep at night and I kept waking up in panic. I would be gasping. I didn't really know why. And the doctor came in and I kept saying, I'm sorry, I don't know what's happening. And he just had one of those cannulas in my nose of oxygen. I have a beautiful picture actually of me in the ER. Here it is. Beautiful. Anyway, I felt ridiculous with that on my nose, and I tried to take it off, but he told me to keep it on. And after a few minutes of oxygen, oh my god, you guys, I just felt so calm. I wasn't able to sleep very well, but I felt so much better with the oxygen, and it's strange because I didn't think I was having an oxygen problem, but I guess I was. The next day, they transported me upstairs to the 11th floor of the cardiology wing. I said, why the hell am I in the cardiology wing? Here we go, guys. I was in congestive heart failure.
Oh my God!
I mean, I said that because I think it's kind of a badass diagnosis to get, even though, like, it's not great. Basically, what I understand, imagine a bowl full of water and put your heart in it. Just submerge your heart. It'll let your heart drown in that liquid. And when it soaks up the liquid, it's gonna be really hard for blood and oxygen to go through your system. Anyway, the reason why I was tired is because it was dragging my heart down into my chest, making things really difficult for me to move around. And when I was in the cardiology wing, they had me pee for days. And at first I thought this is a weird treatment, but I peed so much. You guys, I peed 30 pounds of pee. Oh my god. That's how much I was 30 pounds heavier when I got in. I was like, oh my god, I'm 30 pounds lighter. And it was all the fluid in my legs and my heart that was out there. It's wild to me. Whoa. But I was in the hospital for like a week. After I got all the weight off, I was still feeling a little unlike myself, but way better. I've been recovering, so that is why I haven't been on here. I've been so tired and I don't want to tell you guys what to do. I know some people take Skyclarys and they're fine. They've been taking it years. They probably want to keep taking it. All I can give you is my experience. I really have tried a lot of treatments and I'm skeptical. I never thought this would happen to me, but yeah. So if you hear the story and you still want to take Skyclarys, please be careful. Always check up with your doctor on a regular basis. They need to know what's going on. But if you are really on the fence about taking it, honestly, I don't think you should. Yeah, I wouldn't. I stopped taking it. 15 months I took it. Not gonna go back. Personally, I don't think it's a good treatment option. I would like something with a little less risk, maybe a little more detail into what it actually does, what it's targeting. That'd be nice. But after the hospital, I was asked if I would like to go do a rehab facility for about 10 days. And I was so excited. Like, they made it sound so good. And I left AMA on the third day. And I would love to explain that. But I think my voice is getting really tired right now. You could probably hear it. I'm sorry. But I think I am going to go rest my voice a little bit right now. Please like and subscribe. I will be back. I want to let you guys know I have plans for my channel, and it would really help if people would subscribe. I'm feeling stronger. And I want to keep you guys up to date on my recovery. So please like and subscribe. I will talk about my rehab experience in the next one, and I'll see you guys next one.